Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of Flashback by Nevada Barr, narrated by Barbara Rosenblatt. This work is copyrighted 2003 by Nevada Barr. This recording is copyrighted 2003 by Recorded Books. The book begins with the following historical note. In 1865, Dr. Samuel Mudd was tried and convicted for aiding and abetting John Wilkes Booth after the assassination of President Lincoln. He received a sentence of life imprisonment to be served at Fort Jefferson in the Dry Tortugas, Florida. 2 years later, during a yellow fever outbreak at the prison, Dr. Mudd acted courageously, using his medical skills to treat the sick. Acknowledging his services, President Andrew Johnson pardoned him in 1869. Though there has been a great deal of discussion over Dr. Mudd's guilt or innocence, the device of the doppelganger was a complete fiction created for this story. A month after Dr. Mudd was pardoned, Samuel Arnold's case was reviewed. President Johnson found there was sufficient doubt about his participation in the conspiracy to pardon him as well. After his release, Mr. Arnold lived a quiet life of seclusion on his farm in Maryland. In 1906, at the age of 72, Samuel Arnold died of consumption at his home. His wife and children were at his bedside. Throughout their lives, both men maintained their innocence of any crime connected with the death of Mr. Lincoln. And now, Flashback.
Chapter 1. Until she ran out of oxygen, Anna was willing to believe she was taking part in a PBS special. The water was so clear, sunlight shone through as if the sea were but mountain air. Cloud shadows, stealthy and faintly magical at 4 fathoms, moved lazily across patches of sand that showed startlingly white against the dark, ragged coral. Fishes colored so brightly it seemed it must be a trick of the eye, or the tail end of an altered state, flitted, nibbled, explored, and slept. Without moving, Anna could see a school of silver fish, tiny anchovies, synchronized, moving like polished chainmail in a glittering curtain. 4 blue tangs, so blue her eyes ached with the joy of them, nosed along the edge of a screamingly purple sea fan bigger than a coffee table. A jewfish, 6 feet long and easily 300 pounds, his blotchy hide mimicking the sun-dappled rock, pouting lower lip thick as Anna's wrist, lay without moving beneath an overhang of a coral-covered rock less than half his size, his wee fish brain assuring him he was hidden. Countless other fish, big and small, bright and dull, ever more delightful to Anna because she'd not named them, and so robbed them of a modicum of their mystery, moved around her on their fishy business. Air, and with it time, was running out. If she wished to live, she needed to breathe. Her lungs ached with that peculiar sensation of being full to bursting. Familiar desperation licked at the edges of her mind. One more kick, greetings to a spiny lobster, a creature whose body design was only possible in a weightless world. And, with a strong sense of being hounded from paradise, she swam for the surface, drove a foot or more into the air, and breathed. The sky was as blue as the eye-watering fishes, and every bit as merciless as the sea. The ocean was calm. Even with her chin barely above the surface, she could see the unrelenting glare of sea and sky. To the north was Garden Key, a scrap of sand no more than 13 acres in total, and at its highest point a few meters above sea level. Covering the key, 2 of its sides spilling out into the water, was the most bizarre duty station at which she had served. Fort Jefferson, a massive brick fortress, had been built on this last lick of America, the Dry Tortugas, 70 miles off Key West in the Gulf of Mexico. At the time construction started in 1846, it was the cutting edge of national defense, made of brick and mortar, with 5 bastions jutting out
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.